Merry Christmas. I hope your Christmas season is going as perfectly as you desired. Mine is so wonderful. I have had long days of rest and I look forward to many more. Welcome to Mind Your Business. I am Alma Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. I love to help others, including you, with your personal development journey through training, coaching, mentoring, events, and writing. Mind Your Business is our weekly podcast where we share enriching content to help Africans, especially women, create wealth and impact people. Like our Facebook community, the Fabulous Woman Community, Mind Your Business is also one of our free resources. But if you prefer to work with me one-on-one, then I encourage you to start with a discovery call. Go to amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me, and we'll figure out the best way to help you. Is it coaching? Is it training? Head over there. Now to this week's episode of Mind Your Business. For the past 7 weeks, we've been taking care of your 8 dimensions of wellness. So the 8 dimensions we've covered so far: spiritual, physical, emotional, financial, occupational, environmental, and social wellness. This week, we are looking at intellectual wellness, and this has been based on Dr. Margaret Swarbrick's 8 dimensions of wellness, like I said earlier. And we've been looking at how to take care of all these dimensions of wellness based on the times that we are in. Now, I don't know where you are or what season you are in your life, but it's always a good time to look at your wellness. Every day is a good time, every moment. And so I hope this has been of value to you. All the other dimensions that we spoke about, some we interviewed other people, they are all available on our YouTube channel where you are hopefully listening to this. You can just go on there and grab some nuggets that will help you. Now, why is intellectual wellness important? Well, if you haven't heard me share the story of how I was always constantly broke, and how the book Rich Dad Poor Dad helped me come out of that state, perhaps you should check out my book Yarns of Inspiration 1, where I share that story, or the many podcast episodes that I speak about it. Oh my goodness, I look at my life from about 8 years ago, the state of mind I was in when it came to money and finances, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like I am on a totally different planet. Now, I wouldn't say that I am super rich and I have all the money I desire and everything, but oh my God, have I moved on from that state of mind to a state where I believe in abundance, and I am not constantly worrying about money, and I'm not stressed. Oh my goodness. This is just an example of how intellectual wellness can improve one's life, every single area of your life. In this case, I am talking about the example of money because it was one of my biggest stories, that I was always broke, and I discovered the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and after that, so many other books and activities that are all helping. I say helping because I'm still on the journey of learning. And there are other areas of our lives like physical wellness and so many other areas that intellectual affect. But the question really is, what even is intellectual wellness? I love this definition by Northwestern University. I found this on their website. Among the other definitions I found, this was my favorite, and I'll tell you why. So this is what it says: recognizing one's creative abilities and finding ways to expand knowledge and skills. Recognizing one's creative abilities and finding ways to expand knowledge and skills. Why do I love this particular definition? First, it tells me that we all have creative abilities. I have creative abilities. Now, this is someone who used to saying that I do not have a single creative bone in me. I used to say that for so long, until maybe 2 or 3 years ago, because I related creativity to creative arts, things that you do, with your hand. Is that called creative arts? And I thought, oh, it's only people who can create arts that are creative. I didn't even think beyond that there's so much more to creativity. There's problem solving and all these other things. And so the fact that this definition includes the creative abilities that we all have, I love it. And secondly, this definition also implies that we have the power to change things. And that's my story. I was literally the girl who was very, very, very dissatisfied with my life. I thought I needed some things. I needed status, education, some kind of relationships and associations to feel better about myself. Thank God that I know way better than I did before. Now, if you ask me, oh, Amma, what's the secret to being happy or whatever? And I've ever had someone ask me this and this is a very close friend, actually a couple of close friends. They see me as I'm always happy and I'm on, and they say all these things. And I cannot say that there's one thing I do that has changed everything, or I do only one thing. There are a number of things that I've had to learn along the way. And it's not just about the fact that I have a lively personality. There's so much more. And so it's about learning. It's not just doing one thing. You don't just learn one thing and everything changes. You learn one thing. In addition, you learn another thing. So it's like a journey. It's not a destination. That's how I see it. I think recently I saw that the journey is the destination, which I thought was really deep. So it's not one thing that you do and forever everything has changed. Yes, you take that one turn, it changes some things, then you take another, it changes some things. And it all starts with learning. It's all started. For me, it started with my desire to seek knowledge, not academic knowledge, but practical life skills. I desired it. I wanted to know more. And I'm so grateful to God that I know way better than I did before. Now, we are very, very close to the end of 2022. I want to ask you, or I want you to reflect, if you're in a place at this moment in your life where you're feeling dissatisfaction, or you're feeling that something is missing, or you are desiring to move to the next level, or you're desiring anything, I want to encourage you to focus on taking care of your intellectual wellness. It all starts from there, from the mind. So take care of your intellectual wellness. How do you do that? I think the key is to be curious to know something new, because you already know so much. More than half of it you've probably not applied anyway, but it's there. But when you're curious, you're asking questions, you're finding out things, you get to know more, you get to relearn even what you know already. And then once you do that, take actions, take steps. A lot of us know so much, but we are not practicing it. And I will raise my hand as one of the people. Like, I know there are some things I know, but am I practicing them? May the Lord help me. So I want to share with you a few tips to help you take action. If you are in this place of dissatisfaction, you feel something is missing and all that, you need to be curious and you need to explore. How do you explore? Read on new topics. If you are the kind of person who loves to read, hallelujah, I'm giving you high 5 or high 10. But if you're like, I don't like reading, there are always ways out. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, I keep talking about how I read through Audible. I just listen to the books, and some books, like the current books I'm reading, I've listened over and over and over again, and every time I'm like, like I'm having my own aha moments from reading the same book over and over again. And I'm that kind of person. I feel like reading it once or twice is not enough. I need to, if I really, really want to learn and really understand what's happening, I need to read it over and over again. So read on new topics. Find innovative ways of getting you to read. Whatever helps is fine. Okay, I have told you Audible works for me, or listening on audiobooks. listening to books on YouTube or podcasts and things like that helps. So listening helps. Now, the second thing brings me to the listening part, podcast. Podcast is like radio on your phone. It's, like people, like I'm here in my room recording this, and you'll be here somewhere listening to it a few days or weeks or months or years later. So that the content is there, and then you just go and listen. There are various apps. I use Audible to listen to my podcast. You can listen to, just Google podcasts, and so many things come up, and you have to download it onto your phone, or you can also listen with your computer. But this really helps. This exposes you. Like, one of my favorite podcasts is by Vishen Lakiani. It's called Mind Valley, the Mind Valley podcast, and the kinds of people he interviews, oh my God, mind-blowing, and the kinds of information they share. I love Amy Porterfield, I love Rachel Rogers, I love Ellen Wise, Patrice Washington. I mean, podcasts, Oprah, oh, come on, so many. When you listen to some of these people, the kinds of people they interview, and they're even their own intellect. Oh, and Hope Monger's podcast too. Oh, I love it. The kinds of people they interview, they really, really open your mind. And this is exactly what you want to do. You want to be able to find ways of expanding your knowledge. And another thing I've realized is to have an open mind when listening, instead of thinking, that's not true. Like, yeah, they've said it's probably not true, but you just take it in, and then whatever you can take from it. Remember, the goal is to expand your mind. So the minute you start doubting everything you hear, it ain't gonna work. So definitely listening to something new in terms of podcast, and then getting a new hobby. Oh my God. One of the best things to do for me in this season is I have taken my hobby for planting and gardening to another level, and I'm trying all sorts of things, and it's occupying my mind and time. You come and I'm sitting so engrossed in a video, and what am I watching? How to plant tomatoes so that they yield, or how to plant kiwi, or how to propagate apple. Now, it started as a hobby, I'm just curious to plant for myself, but the learnings and how it is opening my mind, it's so different, and I love it. I love it, and it's, someone may ask me, oh, Amma, why are you always on and all? It's some of these things I do. I mean, people laugh at me when they come and see me seriously gardening or something, but I know the value it's bringing to my life. And if you're a gardener already, then you know what I'm talking about. Or if you have any new hobby, maybe it's pottery, or it's writing or singing, any hobby, everyone is different. So the fact that I like gardening does not mean you also have to like it. You can find your own thing, just explore. New hobby. And another thing, the last tip I'll ask of you to check out is to attend conferences, trainings, and all these things that you get to congregate with others and learn. Attend, if for nothing at all, out of curiosity. When you go with an open mind, that I'm here to learn or to soak in. I'm here, I'll take in whatever comes. I'm open. Be open to that curiosity. And this is what changes a lot. This is what begins to expand your mind and opens new doors for you. And if there are specific areas you want to improve on, if it's money, relationships, parenting, and all these, there are tons of books and conferences and training programs. Unless you don't want to learn, if you are really curious to learn in these days that we are in, these times, information is in abundance. Please take it, apply it, and change your life in the direction that you desire to change. Cool? So we've been talking about the dimensions of wellness, and today we focused on intellectual wellness, which for me is as important as all the other 7 dimensions of wellness. And for me, the message is really be curious to know something new and take action to expand your learning. I'm wrapping up here, But before I go, a couple of reminders. IFAB 2023, our International Fabulous Women's Conference, is happening from 3rd to 6th March right here in Kumasi at Fab Hub Ashanti. To be precise, Abu Kese. And our theme is Dear Woman, Be Well to Impact. I've had some of you reach out to me and say, oh, I love the theme. I know, I love it too. And I'm so excited and privileged and grateful for this opportunity to hold this conference in our own fabulous new space. By the way, have you seen the pictures? Thanks to Mr. Duncan's creative abilities, he has changed that space. The interior decoration is just on point. And I look forward to hosting all of you who are coming. Either you're coming for the conference or you're coming to hang out at Fab Hub before and after. Just reach out, okay? Definitely, I'll share more details about the conference in due time. And the second thing I want to remind you of is that Mind Your Business is one of our free resources as a network. But if you prefer to work with me one-on-one, perhaps you want me to listen to something that's running around in your head and you want me to help you catch it, or you want me to help you explore, or you want me to train you on something or anything that you need my one-on-one attention for, it starts with a discovery call with me. Go to amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me. Until the final episode of Mind Your Business next week, final episode for 2022, I wish you a very, very lovely Christmas. Enjoy yourself. Bask in God's abundant grace and peace and mercy and love. God be with you. Ta, toodles. Bye.